We now go on to the penultimate first final of the 2020 Rotax Max Challenge Winter Cup. This time it's DD2 this time out. The youngest you can be to enter this is 15 years of age. And the grid is as follows. Zander Przyblak, who has had 2 wins and also took pole position in qualifying practice on Friday afternoon, is on pole position. Alongside him will be Francis Nicolas Pico, who took 1 win yesterday afternoon. Luca Minaretto from 54 Squadra Corse, and Sebastian Janchevski rounds out the second row. Silas Ritter and Ragnar Virus round out row 3. Vili Vililainen and Nikolai Steen are on row 4, with Niklas Grens and Jusso Pantila, both from Germany and Finland respectively, rounding out the top 10. Frederik Jerich and also Chris Seiders, that's row 7. Andreas Zinkevicius and Jose Barros, that is row 8. Mark Bartels and Victor Paulsen, row 9. Ricard Subekis and John Anari Bambus, row 10. That completes the top 20. Bennett Müller and David Remy, row 11. Imke Arts and Harald Gakaklis is on row 12. Adrian Plunuosa and Luke Shapers, that is row 13. Stig Riholt and Aleix Navarro Amigo rounds out row number 14. With the field being completed by the following drivers: Jesse Spans in the 418, the 484 of Manuel Tenschert from Austria, Skyste Petros Skyste, Alexander Zanibekian, Amaric Guerin and Kidon Lutz in the 434. 14 minutes plus an additional lap for the DD2 drivers, with Zander Przyblak having the advantage of 2 wins to his credit. Yesterday in the 3 qualification heats, all drivers took part in 2 of the 3 heats, and Przyblak was at the top of the tree after all was said and done, as both he and Nicolas Pico will start controlling the pace as the field now makes its way through turn 16. So the field makes its way into the tram lines ahead of 14 minutes. And we go lights, sound and racing in DD2 up towards turn 1 for the first time. Przyblak and Pico get the initial advantage. It's 2 by 2 from about 7th or 8th position onwards, as they all make their way through turn 4, down the dip out of turn 5, into 6, 7, up to 8, down into 9. So top 15 will all score points in this particular race, and the weekend winner will get a full season pass to the Euro Trophy, starting on April 10th at Karting Genk, the home of champions. Second will get a free entry to 2 weekends of the Rotax Max Challenge Euro Trophy season, and third will get an entry to the Rotax Max Challenge International Trophy at Le Mans with a set of race tyres. So that's the prizes for first, second and third. And in the meantime, as I say that, Zander Przyblak is now in second position behind Nicolas Pico, who now takes the lead from the Belgian. As we now have completed lap number 1, up the hill they go. Zander Przyblak now is being closed on by Janchevski from Poland, running on the Tony Kart chassis, and just behind them is Italy's Luca Minaretto, who competed for Team Italia at the Grand Finals at Circuito Internazionale Napoli in late October last year. First attendance for me at the Grand Finals. Looking forward to Bahrain later on this year on November 7th to the 14th, where we do have tickets at the end of the season available, 2 of which will go to the champion and vice champion in DD2 come the season finale at Wackersdorf, which concludes the year for the Rotax Euro Trophy on the 6th of September in Bavaria. As Zander Przyblak does a brilliant late break and send manoeuvre up the inside of Nicolas Pico. But in the meantime, Janchevski and now Minaretto are going to be hot on the heels of these guys. Ragnar Virus is now ahead of Luca Minaretto as it gets very defensive very quickly, and Pico sends it up the inside of Zander Przyblak through turns 1 and 2. Przyblak looked to have run a little bit wide. Janchevski was trying to pounce too. Then you got Virus, then you got Munareto, Silaslita, Nikolai Steen. They are now in the battle for the lead, and it's going to extend, I think, even to the bottom part of the top 10 if the way the pace is going. 11 minutes and 25 seconds plus an additional lap. Nicolas Pico back in front ahead of Zandap Schiblak. Janchevsky, Virus, Munareto as up the inside of Silaslita tries to go Nikolai Steen, and then just behind is Ville Villelainen, also now running with RS competition. Niklas Keynes, the Rotax Max Euro Trophy Open winner from April last year at Karting Genk, is clearly in the hunt. The German on the 414 running on the Car Republic chassis with RS competition, with 46 competition. Just behind him is the 421 of Dams Racing's Juuso Pantila from Finland. Then it's Chris Siders, Matis Malinovskis, Victor Paulsen, Friedrich Jährich, and also now hitting the top 15 is Aleix Navarro Amigo, who's up from 28th to 15th, as there's been a massive development at the top of the hill. There's one pulled to the side off of turn number 7. And that was towards the front end of the field. That was at the front end of the field, and that is Sebastian Janchevsky. Janchevsky's out. That's a real shame. He was running in third, and it's just instantly taken away from the pole, the Polish driver. And now that means that both Nicolas Pico from France and Zandap Schiblak from Belgium can be embroiled in their own tete-a-tete, mano-a-mano battle at the front of the field. And then just behind is the 449 of Italy's Luca Munareto from 54 Squadra Corse, who's got Ragnar Virus breathing down his back bumper and exhaust pipe. As we have now completed just over nearly 4.5 minutes of Zandap Schiblak trying to circumnavigate his way past Nicolas Pico as they go up to the top of the hill. Daniel Mahacek, unfortunately, has also, I think, has retired. Gaka Kalis from the Birolot Baltic squad was a non-starter, unfortunately. So Janchevsky out, Mahacek out. We're down now to 31 competitors. Or is that actually Mahacek that retired up at the top of the hill? Not too sure. As the 414, that's getting very dicey between Niklas Keynes, and just up ahead is the flying Finnish assassin known as Ville Villelainen. As Keynes tries to go up the inside through into turn 16, Villelainen shuts the door firmly in the German's direction, and then up the inside of Niklas Keynes comes somebody. Well, Keynes actually held on to that position, so we've still got plenty of action happening. And that is Nikolai Steen, who's got Juuso Pantila right behind for close company. So the two leaders, it's still a stalemate with Pico still leading. Schiblak in second position, and they were just over 1/10.5 adrift on the last tour round, which started lap number 6 of this encounter. We are over 5 minutes completed in this race. So we still have plenty of time to go in the race, and there is still, as I think, I'm just keeping an eye out that Luca Munareto is still in third. Ragnar Virus still trying to chase the Italian down for what is third on the road, which will net that driver 16 points. All results are provisional, pending any sporting and technical checks post-race. As Nicolas Pico takes a quick glance over the left shoulder as they go up the hill again, over turn 1 into turn 2. Some great work being showcased here. So Munareto has got Ragnar Virus still for close company as they go down the dip into turn 6, through the right at 7, up the hill to 8, down the hill they come towards turn 9, then jinxing right to turn number 10 before a very quick braking zone. They're braking as they actually go towards the bottom of the compression zone into turn 11. As I'm just keeping an eye on Christis Zaiders in 10th, who's trying to close up on Juuso Pantila, and also Nikolai Steen, as Luca Munareto and Ragnar Virus. As the lead changes, nice work by Zandap Schiblak to get the slingshot opportunity on Nicolas Pico, who goes towards the inside to try and get the switch back through turn 18. And he's just sort of like signaling to Zander Przybyłak, come on, let's go forward, let's get away from everybody. He's basically saying, I want a piece of you, Zander. I want to have that lead. I want to get one up on you. And these two have battled before, and Zander Przybyłak came out on top. But whilst they're battling, Luca Minoretto is not that far away right now. He was about 7.5 tenths of a second adrift of Pico as they crossed the line to complete lap number 7. Running order at the moment. We've had a couple of retirements. Janchevski, Mahacek, Gauka Klis unfortunately did not start the race. Lot up past Sani Bekian for 26th. We've got Manuel Tenchert up past Skaisti Petroskaisti for 29th position. So a bit of a difficult weekend for Manuel Tenchert. I think the first time I remember commentating on him, he was a DD2 Masters driver, and now he's gone back into DD2. Przybyłak has about a 3-car length advantage over Nicolas Pico as they come across the start-finish line to start lap number 9 here. Gap now is just under 4 tenths of a second. Luca Minoretto is about 7 tenths of a second adrift, well, 0.610. Then he's got Ragnar Verius about 2.5 tenths of a second or so behind. Then it's a further 8 tenths back to Silas Litter, Ville Villelainen, 4 tenths off of the Danish driver, Niklas Grain 7th, Nikolai Steen 8th. Christis Siders from Latvia for Birolart Baltics rounds out the top 9. Jusso Pantala from Dams Racing, P10. Victor Paulsen from Aris Competition, 11th. KSB Racing's Friedrich Jerich from Austria, running in 12th ahead of Spain's Alex Navarro Amigo, running on the CRG chassis. David Remy has made some good work up the order. As Remy started P22, he's now P14, ahead of Portugal's Jose Barros. As again, leaders, I think probably pretty much most of the top 10, maybe make that the top 12, have made it through turn 16. Leaders have crossed the line once again with just under 4.5 minutes remaining, plus an additional lap, and Zander Przybyłak has now pushed the hammer down. He's put the hammer down, as they probably say in NASCAR over in the United States. He's got away a little bit from Pico. He extended the gap from just over 3 tenths of a second to just over half a second. Luca Minoretto still languishing about 6 tenths behind Nicolas Pico. Ragnar Verius in 4th ahead of Silas Ritter. The pair are about 8.7 tenths of a second adrift. Looks like Jon Enari Bambus is probably going to be ending up retiring, because he's showing on lap number 8 as the AGS Racing driver from Estonia. So on lap 9 it could be that the race for the 4:07 and final number 1 for DD2 comes to an abrupt end earlier than wanted. We now head into the last 3.5 minutes plus an additional lap. Changes have happened. Schaefer's 19th, Subekis 20th, Riehult 21st. Müller, Prunosa, Arts and Lutz round out the top 25, with Jose Barros from Portugal still completing the top 15. As now Minoretto is still he's trying to get closer to Pico, who seems to just have that little bit more compliance with the carts, I think, because sometimes you can do your absolute best. You can say, well, I was pushing like crazy. And that's probably what Luca Minoretto is doing right now. But then so is Ragnar Verius. Then you've got Silas Ritter trying to do his best. So Silas Ritter, I remember seeing as a junior, I think, last year, if memory serves me correctly. So it could have been at the upper age limit, where it's 12 to 15 for junior Rotax, and it's 14 plus for senior Rotax. So some will make the transition back to keep with direct drive, or they'll go to the gearbox class, DD2. So Zander Przybyłak now has put another 3 tenths on Nicolas Pico. 0.821 is the advantage for the Belgian, for Bouvin Power, who looks to be heading to home soil for Karting Genk, the home of champions, for the first round of the BNL, well, the kick-off for the BNL Karting Series, where he will look to try and go to Le Mans, but I think he's already got a ticket for that. So at the BNL Karting Series finale last year, I think, if memory serves me correctly, if he was the weekend winner, trying to go through those memory banks when you've got racing going on is a bit hazardous to your health. as in the fact of whether you're going to remember it or not. But Luca Minoretto is only about a cart length and a half as Ragnar Virus closes in the slipstream into turn 16. Closes up to the back bumper of the 449 from Italy. So Bambus is the confirmed retirement on lap number 9 of this race. Janchevsky, lap 4. Mahacek, lap 3. So up the hill they go with about 70 seconds on the clock remaining. And the battle that is really captivating my attention in particular is the battle between Luca Minoretto and Ragnar Virus. But what's even more interesting is the development. They're not that far away from Nicolas Pico by about 4.5 tenths. As we go into the last 60 seconds, no other positional changes on that lap through the 30 drivers that are still running. We had Gaka Kalis that did not start the race, unfortunately. Mahacek, again, as I said, retired on lap 3. Janchevsky pulled it to one side up towards turn 4 and 5 at the top of the hill. No, it was actually on the outside of turn 6. My apologies there, on the exit of it. As Minoretto is still clearly fighting with Virus. Still quite interesting how it can still be quite ultra competitive, because the top 7 now separated by nearly 4.2 seconds. Silas Ritter has got a 7/10 of a second advantage over Ville Villainen, but Villainen will close up in the braking zones here. And the gap now for the leader as we go on to the penultimate lap of the race. Son of Shrivlak has a 1.2 second advantage over Nicolas Pico. Luca Minoretto staying in 3rd. Ragnar Virus in 4th. Silas Ritter in 5th. Ville Villainen in 6th. Niklas Grens from Germany. And that does make, well, when we look at Nikolai Steen, Christus Seiders, that makes 9 of the 29 different nationalities in the top 9 positions. And then it makes it 2 Finns in the top 10, thanks to Jusso Pantala in 10th position. Victor Poulsen and Friedrich Jerich have been battling over 12th position. They're about 3/10 of a second apart. So Sander Shrivlak gets the sign he needs. 1 more lap to go and extends the gap once more by nearly 1/10.5 of a second to 1.344 seconds ahead of Nicolas Pico. Luca Minoretto and Ragnar Virus are very close in proximity to each other as they go down through turn 6 for the final time. Into the right at 7, up to the right at 8, down the hill to 9 comes Sander Shrivlak. Into the short braking zone at 10, which puts him into the left-hander at turn 11. Very bumpy down there, but he manages to nail it perfectly as Virus runs a bit wide, as does Ritter and Villainen. Niklas Grains also puts 2 wheels slightly on the runoff curbs coming out of turn 11, as Virus has got the opportunity now to strike. If he can get close enough to Minoretto, is he going to send it? I don't think he's got the chance to do so. As we now come to the conclusion of the first DD2 finals, it's going to be checkered flag again for Sander Shrivlak. Nicolas Pico 2nd, Minoretto and Virus 3rd and 4th. Silas Ritter, Ville Villainen in 5th and 6th, Niklas Green, Nikolai Steen, Christus Seiders, Jusso Pantala, Victor Poulsen, Alex Navarro Amigo, Friedrich Jerich, David Remy makes it all the way up to P14 at the flag. What a great job from the young Swede, based at Stockholm, 22nd to 14th. João Barros also completes the top 15. These results are provisional pending any sporting and technical checks post-race. So that's the top 15, with Sander Shrivlak taking a very comfortable win despite Nicolas Pico trying to force the issue and he gave him a bit of a fight, did Nicolas Pico. Rounding out the order, starting from 16th was Zinkevicius, Malinovskis, Bartels, Schippers. Down in 19th, Zubekis in 20th, Stig Reholt in 21st, Bruno Ossa in 22nd. Then it was Müller, Imke Arts, Kidon Lut, Amerik Gahan, Alexander Tsani Bekian, Jesse Spans, Skaisti Petros Skaisti. It looks like Manuel Atentia pulled it into the pits with a lap to go, lap 14. Bambus from Estonia retired on lap number 9. Janchevsky from Poland, whose cart is now being recovered by the marshalling team here. in the 407. In 31st place, 32nd place, Daniel Mahacek retired on lap number 3 with Gaga Kalis from the Birilat Baltics, unfortunately not starting the race.